energy to count numbers when you were asked. You don't belong in this man. You go find someone who will accept that. And they'll teach you, but I won't. You have to be able to put out. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Are you guys listening?
Yes, sir.
Get where I can see your face. So that's the deal, is you're not going to find people to treat you with respect. I just gave you a half-hour lecture, and we got 15 minutes with a coach we should have spent an hour with. All for the fact that I'm trying to get you to show some respect by putting out more energy. If my instructor tells me to count and I don't count, he's no longer my teacher. And that's what happens here. I'm not your teacher because you're not being my student. And so I cannot teach you if you're not going to try. It would be the same thing if you came to this class and I didn't show up. You can't learn from somebody who doesn't show up for class. And you're not showing up when you don't try your best. And so the consequence of that is that I don't want to teach you because you don't make it fun for me at all. And if I didn't make it fun for you, you already feel how that feels. You've got to come in and make it fun for me and the coaches who teach you. Even when I told Kenny we were up for time, did you see? He's here on his own dime. Nobody's paying him. And he was like, oh, we ran out of time. He's enthusiastic to teach you and share his information. And I asked you to count to 20 and you can't find your voice. That's not okay. And had I known that you were going to behave that way in the first class I taught you, I would have asked you not to come back. Because that is not acceptable. Well, the truth is, I would have been patient. Because I know that if I show you enough respect and try to show you that I care enough, that you might be willing to, step out of your box. But if you're in this class and we've been through 12 sessions and you're still resistant to even counting the number, you missed the lesson. I don't even want you on my mat because I can't trust you. We're learning stuff that hurts other people. And if you're not going to listen to what I say and take my instructions, I have to question. I don't have any control over what you're thinking or doing or getting you to put out energy or learn right. I don't want to teach people like that. And again, had BJ done that to me, I would not have taught him. I don't care who he was. Because I was there to learn and to train. And if you get somebody who's like, come on, try. I am trying. Count louder. You're out of here. Next. So I'm going to give you one more chance. We're going to go back on that floor. And if you can't find your energy and your respect to count loud, then it's okay with me. I just have to recognize, you're not a bad person. I'm just not your teacher. And if I can't teach you, if you won't listen, find someone who will. Go find someone you respect enough. When he asks you to do something, or she does, that you'll actually do it. That's your teacher. Because, my dad, I didn't listen to him either. He told me all kinds of stuff, but I didn't respect him. But I respected my martial arts teacher. When he told me to jump higher, man, I was trying to go through the roof. And my dad knew that was power, because every kid, you don't respect your dad till later, till he's gone, and then you go, oh, he wasn't that dumb after all. But if you don't respect me as a teacher, you're not going to put out. Don't come to this class. Go find another teacher who will give you classes for free, who will teach you, because it's not going to be me. So next time you come in the school, you bring a light with you. You make everybody you meet feel good. And you put your smile on, and you put your chin up, and you act like you're the best student in the world. And I'll act like I'm the best teacher in the world. And I'll act like you're going to be the next champion of the world. I'm going to act like my job is to make you better at everything you do by teaching you to apply yourself at the highest level. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Very few people in your life are going to act like that. Now, my instructor's name is Ernie Reyes Sr., and I call him Kwanjangnim Ernie. Kwanjangnim in Korean means Master Instructor, Sir. And I've known him for 31 years, and we've slept in the same bed when we were traveling. We've eaten off the same plate. We've thrown up in the same toilet. We've been all over the world, because I used to travel on a performance troupe. But I never call this guy Ernie, because I don't need an Ernie in my life. I got lots of Ernies. But you can only have one master instructor. Or maybe if you're lucky, you'll have a team of master instructors. But bottom line is, your master instructor is a guy who can get you to do things, or a gal, that nobody else, your buddy tells you, hey, sit up straight, get going, right? You're like, your master instructor, you give him permission to hold you to a higher standard. And that's a power. But if I start calling that guy Ernie, He just becomes my friend instead of my teacher. And that's okay too. But that guy, I revere him as my teacher. And I give him permission. And he never tells me stuff I like. Are you guys listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He tells me stuff I don't like. Like, you talk too much. Yes, sir. Or you weren't trying your best out there. Yes, sir. I don't justify with argument. Well, I was, but I do that with my buddy. I certainly do it with my dad. My mom said it to me, same thing, but I don't justify with him. I just take it and try to learn from it. That's our relationship. I'm not going to be your buddy. If I'm going to be your teacher, and Ken's going to be your teacher, you're going to come out here and you're going to try your best. You must. Otherwise, I'm not your teacher. So let's not have this relationship. Because I don't want to have this relationship with you on this mat like this. I want to be able to say, I think you can do better, and I expect it from you, and you find it, and then we look at each other and you go, I can do better. I say, yeah, see, I knew you could do better. And if you think you're going to come out here and try, if 10 is your best and you're going to come out and operate a 7 or 8, you can forget about it. You go find some other teacher who'll accept a 7 or 8 from you. In this world that we live in here, in BJ Penn's Academy, and with BJ Penn being the #1 contender, the #1 fighter in all of the martial arts, you think we're going to is this a level 10 environment? You bet it is. So if you're going to come in and hang with us, and we're happy to give you our time, you've got to be at level 10. If you come in here, you treat them at the school with respect, and when I walk in the room, just like I do to you, you make me feel important. When those coaches and people come sit on the side, you show them that it's not just about kicking and punching. And I don't care what happened to you in your life. I don't care how sad you are, or how glad you are. When you step on this mat, all that stuff goes away, and there's a code of behavior. That's what I'm coaching you about today. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
This is the last time I want to give you this lecture. This is a lecture you give the next group for me. You're the senior. When there's a junior-senior relationship, next team comes in, you're going to recognize people right away that aren't up to speed, and you're going to pull them aside. You're not going to get in their face, because I haven't gotten in your face, have I? Did I say, you? No, I smile, I pat you on the back, I encourage you, I'm talking to the whole group. You're going to encourage that person, but I don't have to give this lecture, it's your job now. You bring those people up to speed. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.